So yeah, in the time that we were away, Arrow and Flash also had their. I guess this is going to be a yearly event now, crossover episode where they started the story in the Flash and it ends in the actual Arrow episode. So it was another time travel episode with regards to the Flash and being able, little teen time bit.
Actually, it wasn't a time travel episode for the Flash because it happened in Arrow.
Well, that's right, but I mean, there's the time. It was the Flash time traveling again.
It happened on Arrow this time. It's different.
It's the same show. It's all the same. But basically, the episodes that have been the last couple weeks have been leading into the new show that they're doing. So they're actually preparing you for the departure of like several of the main characters from both shows or whatever. Yeah, several actually. I mean, in this case, Flash is losing Captain Cold and the Heat Ray dude. They're losing. Who else in the Flash? I can't remember.
Hawkgirl's going to leave.
Yeah, Hawkgirl's going to leave. She'll be gone with the Hawkman who it got introduced like one episode ago or whatever.
What's his name? Khufu?
Prince Khufu. So they're going to be gone. And then on Arrow, it's supposed to be the original Black Canary and. Who else? Like
Sarah.
Sarah is going to be leaving, but she wasn't in this episode at all. They didn't actually show her the last couple of weeks. She hasn't been there, but so she's leaving, and Ray Palmer will be gone as well. So he'll be
excellent.
I mean, he's kind of entertaining to watch, but I mean, that basically was the entire episode was, or entire 2 episodes were basically setting you up for this scenario that was going to happen or whatever.
It was a great story, though. I thought
it was interesting.
Really
they finally introduced another villain that probably will stick around for longer than 3 episodes in the form of.
Vandal Savage.
And so the Immortal Man. They changed his background slightly, I think, from the comics because
based on what I know, they changed it a little bit. It still works. It's fine.
I don't think he was as tightly tied into the Hawkgirl and Hawkman stories.
I don't believe that's the case at all. He was originally a Green Lantern villain, I think.
Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, he's interesting. Like they've made, there's been a couple of DC animated movies where they've had him as the villain or whatever, and
he's a really good villain.
Yeah, it's an interesting character. So I mean, it's having him as the baddie in this new show that's coming out, the Heroes of Yesteryear or Tomorrow or whatever the hell.
Legends of Tomorrow.
There you go. I don't even remember the name. It's not going to be one that I watch. It's just
I'm actually going to have to take a look.
Are you? Yeah.
I thought everything that they've done so far to that point is interesting enough that I'm going to have to take a peek.
Interesting. Okay. Yep. But the shows continue to be good. Like they're kind of focusing more down on central characters in the show instead of having like the extended family, and they've kind of gotten away now the last couple of weeks for introducing Treat of the Week villains. Because for a little while there, Arrow was like every episode they were bringing in a new guy that was like, oh my god, he was like a really cool character in the comic, and now he's just like a 2-minute Arrow cushion.
Well, they still had Neil McDonough. Oh, what did we do to deserve Neil McDonough?
Yeah,
he's fantastic, and he was so good in that scene at the beginning of Flash.
And he, I mean, having him in there, he's actually lasted longer now than any other villain other than Deathstroke. Because they let Deathstroke, that story actually...
Oh, Deathstroke, Slade.
Yeah, Slade. They let him stay around for like an entire season in Arrow, whereas when they had Brick, it was like 3 episodes, and that guy was dead.
It's unfortunate because they got such a great actor to play Brick, and Brick was such an important character in terms of his influence in which city was it now that he was from? I think it had a different name. I don't think it was Star City or Starling City.
No, he was from a different place, but
it doesn't matter. He's what a great villain, and they completely squandered him. Yeah, which is so unfortunate.
Which I don't know. I mean, it is sad. I mean, I really enjoy Arrow and these other shows because of the street level stuff, and he was like the ultimate street level guy because basically he was like the Luke Cage of the.
Yeah, he was just a little bit above them because he had the invulnerable skin or whatever.
But that's it. Like, and that he was.
But Damien Dark is on a level all to himself.
Yeah, and I mean I
love it too.
They so ham-fistedly bring magic into the show. Like, I mean, that was the only complaint that I had where I was like, oh, come on.
I didn't mind the Constantine episode. No, it was way better than I thought it was going to be.
The Arrow episode was amazing, but the way that they actually dropped that they were going to be doing magic in, it was super cheesy. It's like, this is something that I've only seen once before, and it was more mystical. And they look.
He should have almost looked right at the camera. It was, and then had dun magic. Dun, dun.
Yeah. So and then the Flash was the same thing too, and they don't explain how the Flash even knows about any of this. It's like, I don't know, man. This guy was like different, and it was like, and that was the the code word for magic.
Well, he's already picked up on alternate dimensions, a second Earth that's now has a portal open between it and our Earth. So,
but it was all science at that point. At this point, it's like, well, what? Now he's a fucking wizard. Flash is a wizard, apparently.
Well, is it so far fetched anymore?
I'm a wizard.
Once your mind has been opened, all these things become possible, right?
Or I guess I don't know. Like,
plus, Barry's a really nice guy.
Yeah, he's nice. He's too nice to criticize. It's true.
They chose a great actor. They did.
But now now that they've done that, of course, that opens the door for all the magic using characters. And I'm honestly hoping that
Doctor Strange.
No, he's not even from that.
I know. The other guy though.
Well, there's Dr. Fate.
Dr. Fate, yeah.
Who's they show gear from some of the other magical characters in the Constantine show, and I don't know if you had a chance to catch up with that, but I've actually finished watching the entire first season of that show, and there's all kinds of nods to the magic using community or whatever.
There's talk that Constantine's going to wind up on Legends of Tomorrow. They even have suggested, some places have suggested, that they might even have a little bit of a rotating cast. That some characters will move out and others will move in and back and forth as they shuffle over time and over the course of the show. And there's a very strong possibility Constantine's going to show up, which I think is great.
I just wish that they would have continued with his show because they did a lot of cool things. But I don't know. It's as long as
people weren't watching, what are you going to do?
But I mean, it does open a lot of doors, and I'm hoping that they go that route because for a lot of the superhero kind of the bigger superheroes in the DC universe, magic is really the only weakness. So I mean, having them in there at least gives you like a nice villain.
Yeah, because Supergirl's vulnerable, Superman is vulnerable.
Yeah, Superman is.
I watched Supergirl.
Vulnerable. Yeah, and what did you think?
It's all right. At this point, I still wouldn't say you're missing much if you didn't watch it.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't recommend it the same way I'd recommend, say, something like Flash.
Yeah,
but it's okay. Melissa Benoist knocks it out of the park. She's very good. And some of the other stuff, though, like some of the effects are a little bit bad. I mean, what are you going to do with a TV budget and a hero like Supergirl? And the Red Tornado popped up a week ago. Oh, he looked terrible. It was just an awful makeup, terrible costume. He didn't look like the android he was supposed to. It looked like the scientist that made him in a rubber suit.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, I guess in some ways it's fantastic.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I watched the first couple episodes and I really liked it. I just haven't gotten around to finishing it.
They revealed last night that Hank, the leader of the alien fighting faction, the black guy, Estes from Homeland. He's actually the Martian Manhunter.
Really?
Yeah.
And they've actually
they showed him last night. Yep.
Oh, that's amazing. See, I might have to watch it now because it's like one of my favorite characters.
A lot of people do like the Manhunter, and he revealed himself in like the form, the green guy, tall with the X red thing on front of his chest.
Really?
Like, it's him. They did a really good job.
Wow.
How do you pronounce his name? It's not John Jones, but is it
Jean
Jones or something?
Yeah. I don't know.
No, aren't you talking about the guy from that play, Jean Valjean?
Jean Valjean.
The Unfortunate Ones.
Do you hear the people singing the songs of angry Martians? Yeah, I don't know.
It's not him. But he did identify himself like that, like with the name that we know from the comics and everything. He never called himself Martian Manhunter, but we know who he is.
That's the English name or whatever that they give him. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, I kind of have to
Very
see where
cool.
they go with that. No, that's neat.
And of course, Maxwell Lord is there already.
Yeah.
He is a mind control type guy too, is he not? And in fact, an incredibly powerful one.
I think he's just a businessman actually, because he's the head of Checkmate, isn't he? Or like it's kind of like the paramilitary mercenary organization or whatever that is in DC. But if that's what it is it Checkmate? I can't remember the name of the organization. But I know he's a criminal leader, but I don't like. I think he's more just really savvy and rich. So he's like the anti-Batman or whatever. But
just getting back to, of course, we were just talking about Supergirl there for a second, but I realized we also have to talk about what is going to happen with the remains from Vandal Savage.
Oh, well, obviously he's going to get reconstituted.
Yeah, because John Barrowman swept up his ashes into a bucket. And
then the last thing he says, "You owe me, my friend." And
the Lazarus pit has been poisoned over, so it's not like he's going to toss the ashes into it and resurrect him. So what's his plan?
He's going to have other.
He's going to bring him back somehow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because we all know that this is going to be the villain for the new series that's coming out. He's obviously going to get resurrected. He's not really dead, and they're just going to keep on moving into the show with him as a character or whatever. So probably bringing him back is going to be the straw that breaks the camel's back with
and more John Barrowman. So
nobody
loses.
Who's been reduced to being like the Newman character of Arrow, where he shows
Hello,
up and people are just
Oliver.
He just shows up. Hello.
Didn't we say that a couple of weeks ago that he's basically the Arrow equivalent to Newman from Seinfeld?
Yeah, because he just shows up and nobody wants him there. He's like the leader of like the biggest assassination cartel in the world. Everybody just treats him like he's just like he's like the guy that borrows your shit and doesn't bring it back. He's like the guy that just shows up at your house and does that. And that's what he's kind of reduced to. Although in this one, it's funny because even like the Flash team is like, who the fuck is this guy? Like they don't. Why am I taking orders from this dildo? You know.
That was fantastic though. That they just lampshaded the shit out of that. I love it.
That was awesome. But anyways, so that's it for the DC stuff, I guess.
That is it.